Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sim's YouTube channel, and welcome to Farming Simulator 19. This is my debut video for the new Ravenport map here on Farming Simulator 19, and we are going to be playing a Let's Play series and role play series here on this map. We've got Billy Bob out there plowing on our first field, field number 24, I believe it is. So we essentially, let me bring up the map here where we can look at this together. We essentially own 19, 24, 25, and 26. This is basically the starting position, the starting map. This is I guess what would be called the easy mode. I have more or less put in some of my hardware that I like to use, and we're going to role play this a little bit kind of as we go along. I've got the new John Deere combine, I've got a couple of John Deere tractors. I believe I've got the I believe it's a 6 or maybe it's a 7R, and I believe I have the 8R series. So yeah, this is a 6R, and I've got the larger 8R over here as well. And some other odds and ends and some things that we actually haven't brought in from the store just yet, but I'll get that done off camera, and we'll have some fun with this series. Now, one of the reasons why I have chosen to start with the easy version of the map, the version where everything is placed for us, is because it's going to kind of tie into the storyline and everything here. And also, I'll have to admit that I'm not a huge fan of either this map or even the other one, the European version. So I'm going to kind of we're going to burn some daylight with this map and wait and see what sort of modded maps come out, and then hopefully by then, you know, the Seasons mod and some of the other more fantastic mods that we all know and love will be available, and then we can get into a more detailed, complex gameplay for those types of maps. I'd really like to maybe better define the farming location and everything. But one of the things that we're going to do with this Let's Play, and of course this storyline, this role playing, is that essentially I've inherited, not really inherited, because Uncle Cletus is still alive and he lives nearby, but he is done farming, he's tired of it, and he has basically left me this property to do with pretty much whatever I want to do. Now, he is going to be sort of an advisory role, because obviously he had some goals for this farm. He would like to expand the field, specifically this one back here. He's always wanted to cut those trees down and run that field up a little bit higher on that bank there, so we'll probably do that. Also, he kind of wanted to get into the horse business, so we might do that as well. Not sure if we'll do that on this map or just what. It really just kind of depends on how long we think we're going to actually be playing this. Now, he loved outbuildings, and he had a number of different things here, but one of the things that I sort of is a head scratcher to me with regards to giants and what their thought process was to making all of this these wonderful buildings and everything, is why they didn't make them functional. They easily could have made these buildings functional. These are just decoration. So what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be selling these sort of one by one over the course of however long we play this series, with the exception of the house. We'll keep the house, but we'll be selling these outbuildings. And you know, folks do things with the old wood. They reclaim it and make, you know, picture frames or all sorts of rustic type of stuff. And so there's quite a bit of value in some of these, and we will be selling them, and that is going to go a long ways towards funding everything that we need to do going forward with our farming enterprise, so to speak. So looks like Billy Bob has gone ahead and cultivated or plowed that field, and we're going to go ahead, and I think we're going to sell off some wheat, and we're going to haul off 16,000 liters. We've got two 8,000 liter tippers here that we're going to take to market, and we're going to go ahead and sell this stuff. Now, we've got some other grain and stuff in the silo as well. and we will sell that over the coming days and everything. And we're also going to be doing some of the missions and everything. Well, I don't guess they're called missions anymore, but some of the contracts, that's it. So we're going to have some fun doing some of this. Maybe we'll be able to use some of our own equipment and make a little bit more money. But right now we need to kind of see where wheat is being sold for the most, and I believe that is going to be the port grain elevator. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to take this down to the port grain elevator. And I just want to take the opportunity to thank you all so very much for being such loyal viewers of the channel. Obviously, you guys have I've left you with some Farm Sim 17 videos as I traveled to Texas for Thanksgiving, for the Thanksgiving holiday. We are back now. We arrived back into Denver on Saturday evening about 7:30 or so. We made about a 13.5-hour drive from Texas, where my parents live, back to Denver, and we got back just before the snow started. I forget what the named storm was, I think, that came through here that wreaked havoc in the Midwest, and maybe points even beyond that. But we managed to get back and get home safely and everything before that occurred, which was really which was nice, I've got to say, because I'll tell you, in all the years that I have been traveling back and forth between Denver and Texas to visit my family, I've been stuck in blizzard-like conditions more than once, and that is certainly not fun to have to more or less, stay someplace unexpectedly, kinda, and that's kind of what it boils down to. So we're gonna have to kind of toggle back and forth between the big map and the large map there as we sort of make our way around, because trying to remember where things are and how to get there and all that good kind of stuff. So we're gonna just bear with me and we'll get through this all together. I suppose I should probably have my beacons on. That might help us be a little safer. And again, hopefully we are going in the right direction. I think we are. We're going over to the port grain elevator. I've got to say that now I'm gonna mix in role play and my general sort of talk about whatever it is that I want to talk about during my episodes. I will try to make sure that that doesn't dominate the role play piece of it as best as I possibly can control myself. But we'll just have to see how that goes. Now, I've got to say that I am missing. I'm missing drive control. I'm missing the drive control mod very, very much. You might remember that I did towards the end of my Farm Sim 17 series. I did sort of the, my top listing of all the mods and everything for Farm Sim 17 that I really enjoyed. And I think I may have actually missed out on labeling the drive control mod as being one that I was sort of one of my top mods, and it certainly is. So if I failed to do that, my apologies, because it is an awesome mod and one that I am certainly going to be missing until it becomes available for Farm Sim 19. Well, we're selling it. Money's going up. Good. All right. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, we are going to be basically Uncle Clet is the individual who I inherited the farm from, and he is going to be sort of serving as an advisory capacity, helping me. I'm going to more or less be portraying the role of a potentially not necessarily a young whippersnapper, but certainly someone who will appreciate his uncle's expertise and everything as it relates to. Can't go there. Yeah, drive control I am missing seriously, just from the simple standpoint that I don't like having to press the brake pedal to go backwards, but that's my own limitation, of course. So anyway, we're going to head on out here and we'll go kind of across here, across the tracks like we're not supposed to, but we'll pretend like we own the place. So he'll be serving as that advisory capacity, so I'll probably be talking about him from time to time and seeking his advice as we continue to literally plow forward in our endeavors here in Farming Simulator 19, and helping progress his farm empire from what he had hoped it would be to hopefully to reality. Yeah. So anyway, if you are new to Farm Sim, to the entire Farm Sim franchise, and you've just found my channel, I appreciate you stopping by. I would encourage you and ask you to please give me a like and subscribe if you don't mind. Certainly helps the channel out and helps kind of keep me not necessarily motivated, but keeps me in the know that I sort of understand what folks are liking and what they're wanting and all of that kind of stuff. I think I missed my turn back there, but we'll correct and we'll persevere just the same. But yeah, I kind of wish that that Giants would just make some good old Midwest, maybe Midwest American farming maps. But I guess we'll just have to wait until a mod developer will create that for us, and I'm sure all will be good once that occurs. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the main farm, and we're going to drop these tippers off at the grain silo. And I think what we'll come up to the store. We need to buy some fertilizer and some seeds, and we need to basically start getting our fields replanted and resituated, ready for the next harvest, which obviously, playing without the seasons mod, we're just kind of, going through the motions here. We don't have anything that's controlling anything other than Giants weather. That's the only thing that is being controlled for us. But the time and all of that kind of stuff, we just kind of go through the motions and repeat and all of that good kind of stuff. So we'll go ahead and switch this back over there, and we'll drop that. We'll go ahead and take the big tractor up there. We've got a tipper. I'm sorry, a trailer that's already up there. Now, of course, this trailer that we're going to be using, that is a modded trailer, and I'm kind of surprised in a sense that Giants didn't have. Now, I can't remember if this is a Giants trailer. It's the Flegel flatbed, and I can't remember if that's actually a Giants version or if it's created by some other modder. I'll look that up and figure that out. So it's just my own absent-mindedness that has failed to allow me to remember that. But I was kind of surprised that there wasn't more trailer options in the game. But of course, regardless of the fact, any sort of shortcomings, whether it's Giants or otherwise, modders are always making up for that for us and helping us out. Of course, we don't have any of the universal auto-loading equipment just yet. The only thing that's sort of auto-loading in the sense are the bell trailers that we've kind of always had from Giants, and but we don't really have anything that you've kind of been accustomed to seeing me use, because as I have often said, and I will say it again, and I don't really think that it will necessarily get any better just for the sake of getting better, and that is my bell handling and pallet handling skills are just really, really poor. So we'll just kind of do the best that we can with this. We'll turn off our beacons for right now, and then we'll jump out, because we need to go in the store and we need to order up some materials here. So we're going to go over here and we're going to get some. Right now we're going to deal with obviously seeds and dry fertilizer. So we don't have any chickens. We don't have any animals right now of any type, but we're going to get 2 bags of fertilizer. So we'll buy that, and we're going to buy another one. And then we're going to bounce back here and we're going to get a couple of bags of seeds as well. And we'll see if this, just how far this gets us in our planting. We've only got the 4 fields, I believe. 4 fields is what we have there. So we may have to actually come back and get some more, but we'll just cross that bridge whenever we come to it. Now, Giants has, or not Giants, but the store here, the little feed store, has given us the use of their little Manitou forklift, and I've got to say that I absolutely love this little thing. And of course, I am looking forward to being able to drive all the equipment with drive control, which is a little bit easier and nicer for me. Now, where'd that other bag of seed go? I thought we got 2, unless it threw it on the other side over there. So we'll see if we can get this loaded up a little nicer. Now, I don't expect, and maybe I'm wrong, folks that have had access to FarmSim 19 longer than I have might be able to either say or deny that that is the case, but I really don't expect, yeah, it went over there. I really don't expect bell handling, pallet handling, and any of those kind of handling processes to have improved. Although I will say that that went a little bit better than it normally does, especially considering how poorly I got that on the pallet the first time. But of course, this is my third. Let's actually try to do a little bit better job getting on that. And I will probably complain a lot about the fact that I don't have drive control until drive control is actually released for FarmSim 19, because drive control is one of those mods that allows you, or is the mod that allows you essentially to have shuttle control with your vehicles. And so the cool thing about that is if you have it, for one, it's a little more realistic in the aspect that you can actually use your shifter if you have one. And the other thing that makes it a little more realistic is the fact that you do not have to press your reverse pedal to essentially go backwards. But I've got to say that, again, this is my third installment of FarmSim, the franchise, Farming Simulator franchise. I was first introduced to Farming Simulator back with FarmSim 15, and I love that version, and I love 17, and I had around 700 hours in FarmSim 15, and about just maybe 1 or 2 hours over 900 in FarmSim 17. So certainly I know that there's a lot of folks that put in a lot more hours than I do, but you know, busy and all that kind of stuff with everything else that's going on. But yeah, the franchise itself, this is the third installment, as I was saying, and it'll be nice to get the auto-loading stuff, because again, that will kind of make things a little better for me. But yeah, drive control basically eliminates the need to have to press the brake pedal to go backwards, and allows you to use your shuttle control or your shifter for forward and reverse. And the issue that I have with using without drive control is that what will happen is when I switch over to go to, we'll just go forward here. When I switch over to ATS or ETS2, especially if I spend a few days or a few weeks playing FarmSim 19 without drive control, and what will end up most likely happening with me is I'll end up pressing the brake pedal to go backwards in the semis, just sort of out of habit, because obviously all of us are going to play FarmSim 19 for quite a while. I've already sort of planned on shelving Flight Sim and FarmSim and some of the other things for a little while until I get, well, sort of just get caught up on my enjoyment of FarmSim 19, because it's been about a week or so since I've played 17, and yeah, so All right, well, we'll go ahead and get these down to the main farm. We'll just strap these guys on there like that, and that'll be good to go. They'll stay on there. And one thing I will say is, whether you are new, that's one thing that a lot of folks have been talking about. No wires. No wires. I guess Giants just forgot to string the electrical wires, either that or they have proven that Nikola Tesla's wireless electricity that he demonstrated down in Colorado Springs many years ago, over 100 years ago, actually works. But of course that's a joke. But yeah, not sure what they were thinking when they eliminated the wires, unless they're just trying to make things a little more frame rate friendly for folks with lower end systems. The Beast that I have, version 5, my gaming machine that I've often talked about, that I built back in the summer, it seems to be playing FarmSim 19 quite well. I'm very pleased with the performance that I'm getting in the game. Not sure how many frame rates I'm getting. Let's see if F2 I think I need to activate the console, and I have the developer console, and I have not done that yet, so I will try to do that. But I see no limitations whatsoever in frame rates and such. So, all right, well, we are going to head on down here to the main farm and at least attempt to unload a few of these seed bags. Now, I don't think I'll bore you with trying to unload all of them on camera, just because, well, if I'm attracting any new viewers whatsoever, I certainly don't want to chase you off with my poor bell handling, pallet handling skills, because I've already demonstrated that. Not too bad, I suppose. But again, I think for me anyways, my enjoyment factor will improve tremendously once I get the opportunity to get some of those auto-loading trailers, and maybe even the auto-loading spikes and such like that. Of course, I'll have to talk to Uncle Cletus and see how he feels about putting in some seed and fertilizer storage tanks. That might be something that he would approve of, and we can certainly do that if he thinks that's a wise decision. Now, the name Uncle Cletus, that is not something that I've just made up, by the way. That is the real life name of my great uncle. Let me think. Great uncle? Yes, great uncle. He was a farmer. All of my great uncles, as well as my great grandfather and my grandfather, were all farmers. And so, of course, they didn't farm in the area where this map is supposedly situated. I'm assuming kind of California-ish. It's got some of that California style to it, especially when we look up on the hill there. I think it's, where is it? Is it over here? Is it over there? There's kind of a mission. There we go. That's very California-esque look to it. He didn't live there. Obviously, he lived in Texas, and he farmed in Texas. And of course, he farmed well before some of the technological advances and everything that we're going to be using here in our play. But I wanted to sort of use his name and honor him as one of my family members, and one of my family members that actually farmed in real life. I'll share a little bit more about my history, my family history and everything. Spent a great deal of time talking to my dad this last week when I was in Texas for Thanksgiving, and kind of trying to get a better understanding and just kind of remember my own some of the stories that I've heard about my grandfather, which would have been obviously his dad. And you got to get those. You got to get that information when your parents and stuff are still alive, because once they're gone, if you don't have that knowledge, if you've not put that knowledge away, then obviously Obviously, you are going to be out of luck in trying to remember that, and I brought home a lot of old pictures and everything as well of my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and even my great-great-grandfather, who actually came to Texas from Florida. He sort of lived in the panhandle of Florida area. That's where he lived, and came out this direction and brought his family out here. So anyway, all right, well, I know it kind of looks like we're running a John Deere farm, and I suppose in a sense we are, just from that perspective. And what we're going to do is possibly off camera a little bit and maybe on camera some. We're going to be selling some of these outbuildings, as I talked about at the top of the show. This one is probably going to be the first one that's going to go. I think we'll eventually try to save up some money. We might take a bank loan. We owe nothing. We owe nothing at the present moment in time. So we may sell some of these outbuildings, take a bank loan out, put in the shop, because I think having the shop here at the farm will benefit us in changing out tires and doing maintenance on our vehicles and such. And also, I think that just basically start putting in maybe another equipment shed or something, and then really start thinking about how we're going to leverage the productivity of the fields that we have, maybe acquiring another field, that sort of thing. And we'll figure those things out as time goes by. But I just wanted to thank you all so much for watching this first episode here on Farm Sim 19. I hope you all are enjoying 19. And, I will just say this as we close out this show. If you're encountering bugs and everything, you're not alone. Pretty much everybody that I've talked to, either through Discord or what have you, some of the forums and everything, are encountering problems. I'm sure Giants are going to work on this. Yes, I do think that 19 is far buggier than 17 was. 15 I sort of got in about 3 months after the release of that, so I'm not sure what how the Farm Sim 15 release was, but I think that 19 is actually far buggier than 17. But I am sure that Giants is on top of it, and they have already released several updates since it's been out, and it's not even been out a week yet. So I'm sure they will continue to make progress on that, and will obviously benefit from those enhancements and everything and the fixes that they put into the game. So just hang in there and keep checking the for the updates and stuff. If you're playing on the Steam version, it should update automatically for you. And yeah, so all right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up now by just saying thank you all so much for watching. Take very good care of yourselves and also of each other, and please come back and watch another video here on the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel very, very soon. Take care, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.